Hey there friends, it's Dominique from the Pixie Planner. Thank you so much for joining me in another video. So today I want to take you through my planner because I've just set up March and I wanted to show you my process for setting up a new month. I absolutely love videos when I find other individuals showing how they set up their planners for a new month, and I always get some great ideas. So I thought I would go ahead and show you my process in hopes that maybe you have some ideas for ways you can set yourself to be more productive or organized for a new month. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. I have here a GM Louis Vuitton agenda. This is their A5 size, if you're not familiar with it. I do have a recent video on a flip through of my setup. I'll leave that linked in the cards. It's pretty much the same. A few things have changed. I've added a few things, but it's pretty much the same. So go ahead and check that video out if you want a full flip through of everything. So I did have here for February a journal card for just a monthly calendar to show the top 3 priorities. We received this in the January cloth and paper subscription box, and I really enjoyed having this at the front of my planner, so I just have a quick glimpse into what I have really to focus on for this current month. So I'm going to switch this out. I have my March one here, and I went ahead and I just used some cloth and paper transparent stickers just to emphasize those particular priorities, and I'm gonna just keep that clipped here in the front. Now my first section here, it's not really a section, it's kind of where I just keep extra paper to write down quick notes, or if I need to give something, a note to somebody or write something down for someone, I'll use that paper. I have a zipper pocket here where I'm keeping some stickers and also some Hobonichi stencils, which I've really been loving in my planner, and I'll show you kind of where I've been using it most. Then I have, this is new, I ordered from the Foxy Fix some, I guess you would call this a pocket dashboard. I just wanted a place to hold some of my smaller stickers, so I have that new. And then my first divider is for my planning section. So I have my future planning in this first section, as well as all my months. I have all 12 months in the front here. But the first insert, this is a new one. I purchased this from 8 Lotus, and you've got your year at a glance, and I just have some transparent dots from cloth and paper again, and that's just to symbolize the days that I have off. I work in the medical field, and unfortunately we don't get too many days off, but the ones that we do, I want to have them just highlighted in the front here as just a quick glance for me. So when I'm planning out my month, I will always kind of take a look here to see if there are any days off that I have coming up, so that way I can put it in my monthly calendar. Then it goes into a breakdown of each month to where you can put specific dates, with events or birthdays or anniversaries coming up, so you have another quick glance here. So I'm using this as a place to store birthdays, and you can see here I have this little cake that is part of the Hobonichi stencil that I used, and that's just symbolizing the birthdays that I have for each month. Also, any travel plans. I have a couple of trips coming up, any days off, because I want to keep track of my PTO time. I will go ahead and mark that, as well as some yearly recurring events. So I have my license renewal coming up, car registration, and then my car lease is expiring in December. So I'm just keeping all those real important events here within these pages. So I have another quick glance. So when I am planning my month, I can come here and see a better breakdown of what I might be having coming up in the new month. So for example, I have to, in March here, renew my license. I am leaving on the 31st for a trip to Florida to visit my family. And then I have 2 birthdays this month that I want to make sure to note in my calendar pages. So I also like to keep tabbed here my most used sections. So because I like to refer to this section quite often, and of course, if I have any other events that pop up that are way in the future, I will put them in here. So I like to keep it tabbed. This is another cloth and paper product. It's their transparent sticky tab here. I think it's called the sticky tab. I don't know what it's called, but I will leave that information down below for you. And that way it's just real quick for me to flip to that page. Then with the 8 Lotus insert here, you have your 2020 vision, then it goes into your quarterly reviews. And I really love this because I love having things at a quick glance. So if I just want a rough summary of how my quarter went, and I don't want to be bothered with writing out details for every single month, then I have just a nice quick review of how that quarter went and something to reflect back on. So really enjoy this insert. I think I'll have a good time using it. Then I just have some vellum separating my monthly inserts, and this is from CSiLLUSTRATiONS. So turning to the month of March, I don't have anything busy going on right here. I have my birthday marked down here for my husband, really important one to make note of. And then I have only 1 appointment so far for my dog. And then the way CSiLLUSTRATiONS has their layout here is you can see here the 29th of March starts, and then they went ahead and they added the last 2 days of March at the very top. You also have it in the following month section. So here you can see the 30th, 31st, then it goes into the 1st. But this is just a little bit different than what I've seen, at least for calendars, and it can throw you off a little bit that the remaining days will be here in the top section. So I'm leaving on the 31st of March for Florida, so I just went ahead and I marked that up there. So after I look at my future planning insert, which is that 8 Lotus insert, I go ahead and I will put the big events from there in this particular section. I still have to write in another birthday and my license renewal, because even though it's repetitive, I need that because I am so incredibly forgetful. So I will be transferring that into my monthly section here as well. You know what? Let me go ahead and just do that right now. And as far as pens go, I'm really loving the Precise V5, the extra fine pilot pen, but I also use the Sarasa Dry clip. I think it's the clip pen, but it's the 0.5. I do want to go a little bit smaller, maybe 0.4 next time. So these 2 pens I've been kind of switching between, and I really, really am loving them a lot. So let me go ahead and just write in here those couple events that I forgot. So we have my stepmom's birthday coming up as well. And then I like to just put reminders along the sidebar here, and that's going to be for my license renewal. So I am a PTA, and we have to, I can't write and talk at the same time. We have to renew our license every single year, the same month. So this is going to be just my reminders, and I could just put quick notes there for any of that information. So that is my month set up here. And then what I also like to do, because budgeting is a big priority of mine this year, So after I get my month all set up, I then like to look at my budget. Now, I've been using the Budget Mom for many months, but the past couple of months I've been toying around. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you'll know that I've been toying around with a few different methods for budgeting. I haven't found like the one yet. And you know what? Maybe I'll figure out that if it's not broke, don't fix it. And maybe the Budget Mom was what worked best for me. But for right now, I'm just toying around with a couple of other things. And if you follow me on Instagram, I hope you do. If not, please come join me at the Pixie Planner. But I have been talking about some inserts that I've had made and that I actually also tried sizing myself. Previously, I showed you that I sized down the Budget Mom inserts and it worked great. It was wonderful. But my dear friend Candace from CSiLLUSTRATiONS was able to make me custom inserts, so that way I didn't have to go through the hassle of sizing it myself and cutting and printing. So she customized, I told her exactly what I wanted. She customized some budget inserts for me, and as you can see, this is for the month of February. Then I have another tab here, so that way it takes me directly to my month of March, which I have set up already. And her inserts here, they have the paycheck bill tracker. You've got the two sides here, plenty of room for your sinking funds, your envelopes, debt. And then it goes right into the expense tracker. I have two sheets here because what I'm going to be doing is using one sheet here for my cash spending. If I continue that, I'm not sure yet, but I have another method using debit cards that is pretty much the same as cash envelopes minus the cash. So that will be for one of those. And then this will be my online home account, which is just where I pay all of my bills from. Then it goes into keeping track of your sinking funds here, what you're adding and taking away, your transaction log for the sinking fund transactions. And then it finishes up with the where did my money go, just like the Budget Mom, and with the categories and the breakdown. So this is pretty much all I was really using from the Budget Mom. And so I asked Candace if she could go ahead and custom make some inserts very similar. And she did a wonderful job. I'm very excited to try this out fully for the month of March. I received them a little bit later in February. So it gave me time to kind of just play around and get a feel for it. So I already set this up, and this is something that, it's not just a, first of the month thing that I do. I am constantly in here, if not every single day doing something. I'm coming in here every week and updating things. But I'm also testing out a digital budget app. And if you guys haven't heard of YNAB, I'm sure many of you have. It's very similar to Mint and EveryDollar, but because I'm just wanting to possibly minimize my use of paper products and my waste, I am looking into YNAB. Now, Jessica from Knockout Print Shop, I'll leave her information down below. She recently did a video on why she is a huge fan of YNAB. I definitely recommend you check that out because it was her video that really pushed me to finally go ahead and give it a try. I've heard of it plenty, but I never went for it, and I finally did. I signed up a couple weeks ago, and it's taken me some time to get it all set up. There's a lot involved. It takes patience. But what was also really helpful is Jessica recommended another YouTuber by the name of Nick True. And his YouTube channel is all about how to use the YNAB budgeting app. And it's great because, as confusing as it can be, he kind of dumbs it down for us newbies. And not really, but he just goes through such a great way of explaining things. And I signed up for his newsletter, and when you do, he provides you with free printables on some troubleshooting that you will come across for sure. And these are things that I have already come across. And so I'll just quickly show you here. I printed this out. I sized it and printed it. These two sheets here. The first one is YNAB goal decision tree. Now, if you're familiar, again, with YNAB, you'll know that you can create goals for your budgeting categories, but there's 4 different goals to choose from, and I found it very confusing on how to decide, what goal to choose for, say, a vacation account if you're wanting to save for vacation, but you're going to be spending some money along the way, or Christmas account, where, again, you're spending money along the way, versus an account where you're not spending any money, you're waiting for a specific date to have that target amount. So I could go on and on and on. I'm not going to bore you guys. I probably already am. But this is going to be an easy way for me to decide on what goals that I want to go with. And then here he has an end of month checklist. So I started mid-month and it threw me way off. So I know I'm going to come across some problems on closing out my February month before going into March. So this is going to be a wonderful thing to refer to help me really reconcile and start nice and fresh for March. So budgeting is a huge, huge part of my planning routine monthly, but in reality, it's every single day a huge part. But I like to come in and I set up all of my calendars, my basic monthly calendar for my personal appointments and events, and then my budgeting calendar there. So that is a quick wrap up here. I'm sorry if I rambled a little bit about the YNAB app, but I'm pretty excited about it. And if you guys are interested in hearing, my experience with it, I would be more than happy to make a video if I have enough of you guys interested in it. But besides this planner, and as we're talking about minimizing paper usage and waste, I've also been testing out a digital planner. Never thought I would ever do that. And again, I've talked about it a little bit on my Instagram account, and I'll flash it here on the screen just to give you a peek at what app it is. It's the Artful Agenda app. They have also a desktop version, and I have really been enjoying it a lot more than I thought. So besides this planner here in front of you, I am also making use of my digital planner. So that way it's also easier for me if I'm not bringing this on the go, because I am stuffing it pretty good. I at least have a calendar that is matching what I have in here. And I don't have to worry about, having a big enough purse to have this in, or accidentally forgetting this at home. So I've been testing Artful Agenda out for the past 2 months, and if you guys are also interested in seeing a video on how I've been using that, I would be more than happy to. It's awesome because it syncs with iCal as well as Google Calendar, and it's just so incredibly convenient. So again, if you're interested in any videos on what I've been up to using the YNAB app or even the Artful Agenda digital planner, comment down below and I would be more than happy to share with you guys. So thank you very much for joining me in today's video again. Sorry it was chatty, but I am just so passionate, as I hope you can see, about just organizing life and getting budget under control, that I can get really rambly. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.